We're gonna kill it tonight, like we're Alec Baldwin. Arsenio Hall went and smacked the shit out of Will Smith. Somebody said you can't talk about anyone anymore.
But again, not my circus, not my monkeys.
And Eric's just like smacking his microphone with apples.
I'm not even touching the
You
shit.
You did. I literally watched you do it. You rest like the bag hit it. I could hear the apple thump and the plastic fucking rubbing against the microphone.
Stop the work and fucking hold for everything.
Well, welcome
It's
to the Hold
just
for Everything podcast.
Buzz Lightyear is gay.
So sorry.
Eric has.
Were people mad about that?
Podcast. Eric has to fucking smack his shit everywhere immediately.
I'm trying to sit Indian style in my chair, get comfy. You know what I mean? And
How is that comfortable at all?
How is it Indian style?
Indian style on a chair. How is that comfortable at all?
Like, how is that like? Do all native peoples sit this way, or is it?
Oh, that's true. It's supposed to be crisscross applesauce now.
The people of India all sit that way. Is that which one are you? Which group are you aiming to stereotype right now?
We doing this right now, Jake? We doing this right now?
Right off the top.
The show just started, and now I'm racist because I sit Indian style, dude. Come on.
Now you're racist because you refuse to learn and adapt.
Wait, are you not? I can't. I'm not allowed to say Indian.
No, it's crisscross applesauce.
I've never heard anyone actually complain about that. I just thought, and you said it, and I haven't heard anyone say that for a long time. So I was just
since they were 6 years old.
Yeah, essentially, like and that might be the people I know and hang out with, being like dancers who are all in yoga, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm sitting in a half lotus. Like they just refer to it, and it's like
I'm sitting in a half lotus. I like that.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that at all.
Well, I think technically, like the comfortable way that we do it is not a half lotus. I think there's it's close, but I don't think it's the same. But I only know the most. Any yoga shit I know because I heard people talk about it. I've never gone to a fucking class.
My personal trainer wants me to do yoga, and I told him to go fuck himself. It was on my list of things to do.
I heard it's fucking good for you.
I'm sure it is.
It is just a long fucking stretch.
Somebody recently told me to do yoga.
Yeah,
I guess for us, we're physical labor and shit, but I feel like the stretching is enough. I really don't want to sit there and do yoga. I'm sure it helps, but it's just time consuming, and I'm on the floor already like a moron. I just can't. I can't do it.
You can't abide by sitting on the floor?
No, not on my floor. Not this dirty floor.
Well, that's why you got a fucking mat, or just clean your house occasionally.
Why would I do that, Jake, when I could just skip yoga?
That's when I said yesterday I was deep cleaning my house, and he was like, what? I fully understand why you didn't understand now.
People deep clean their houses?
Yeah, I feel like I'm constantly doing that in my apartment. It's
me too, because I have the dog. I just deep cleaned, and there's a piece of dog food on the floor over there.
I just think because I cook and bake so much, there's always some types of crumbs on the floor of my kitchen, and I'm just I'm permanently sweeping and up this shit. It never ends.
I sweep. Same. It's just the floor. It's just the Swiffer doesn't really work well. So I usually have to fucking get down and scrub.
Shark Vac, and it works really good. You should try it.
What is that?
It's from Shark, the company Shark, as opposed to Swiffer, and it's same thing. It's a mop that sprays it with the handle. Got the little pads for the bottom.
Innovation. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to edit that out. We're not sponsored by them.
I'm sorry. Fuck you, Shark Vac.
Yeah. Sharkback. Just because we said something nice about them, I have to say something like Sharkback uses child labor. Don't support them. Fair and balanced. Now we don't have to edit.
Fair and balanced. They're super expensive.
I'm sure they do use child labor, so I don't think it's that crazy to even.
True.
I'm just pointing it out.
Nike does.
Damn.
Everyone does, and I fucking love my Nikes. So
Me
I guess
too.
I still support child labor. But not in America, baby.
Remember when Colin Kaepernick kneeled and everybody was burning all their Nike stuff? And it's like,
Yeah,
you're still
so
paying
many.
for it, you jackass.
I was gonna say you already own it. Like you're not. It's not an effective. It was stupid when people in Cleveland burned LeBron jerseys, and it's stupid. It's even more stupid to like because at least that you can at least be like, oh, that was a personal thing. It was like burning some shit your
Yeah.
ex left you, but like burning your Nikes because you don't like the guy that they sponsor that like is on their sponsor payroll. It's like the ones you already own, like the ones you already paid for. They already have that money. It doesn't hurt them in any way.
Exactly.
Didn't they
Just
start burning the
stupidest
Lakers
protest.
jerseys now too?
For what?
Did I make that up?
Yep.
They missed the playoffs. I
No,
didn't hear
yeah, they
anything
did.
about
I
that.
mean, they were pissed, but it wasn't like a everybody burn your jersey. It was like some
Yeah,
people just did.
how fucking conceited can a franchise be to be like, we missed the playoffs 1 year. We're gonna fucking if
To
that
be
like
fair-
actually happened.
To be fair, the Lakers were atrocious this year. Like, and they shouldn't have been.
Well, like everyone was hurt like this year. Like AD missed the entire year. LeBron would have like 2 week stretches every like 3 months that
Yeah, but-
he couldn't play.
Russell Westbrook
is
was
still
playing like
Russ.
shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's still not. It shouldn't be enough to wreck it. I think a lot of it was injuries, and Frank Vogel is just an average coach who can't coach his way around like having to do like a rolling cast of support players.
That's fair. I think Russ should be sixth man. I think he should play. I think he should come off the bench.
Yeah, I thought I was really hoping for because Melo did that. Like Melo was in basically this similar position where he like wanted to be a starter, and all the teams were like, no. And then he finally like agreed to come off the bench, and Portland was like, we'll give you big minutes. Like you can be like the man off the bench, but it's like off the bench, and it completely revitalized his career. Like if I remember correctly, he missed a year. Like Melo
He
sat
did-
out a
yeah,
year.
he did
if I remember.
because he couldn't make a deal.
Yeah, and then
Part of
now
the
all
reason
a
why he like agreed to everything.
Yeah, and I think it's done great for him. And Russell Westbrook's style, like running a bench unit, like just like being the focal point of that, he'd be
Yep.
great at it.
And I think the Lakers would be better for it because like
Yeah,
coming off the bench, you could run everything through Russ. Like when you're on the
Which
court
he
with LeBron, you're not going to run through Russ.
yeah. Well, it's just they've LeBron's obviously like better at almost all the things, but like they have a very overlapping skill set where it's like, oh yeah, I can score. My best offense is driving to the paint, and I can pass and rebound decently. But you can't have both of those guys. That's two like people who need to create. And LeBron sets up just by virtue of being LeBron sets up more people.
Oh,
Just
for
because
sure.
Defenses will challenge Russ to beat them one-on-one. I think for the most part, if LeBron's hot, they'll be like, okay, we like need to pivot. Like
Yeah.
he's
Well,
one
you
like him
can
to
challenge
make-
Russ one-on-one because he's a horrible shooter.
Yeah, he can't. He's like not the worst 3-point shooter, but he's below average. I think NBA average is what, like 30% or something like
Yeah,
that.
now it's high.
Eric is pissed. He's like, I don't watch basketball. Damn it.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
He's like, we're
We
a
could talk
film
about
podcast.
boxing.
We're
There's a
talking
boxing
about
match
the
today.
Lakers.
I got nothing. I got nothing about boxing either. I don't know
GGG
anything.
knocked out the Japanese fighter. I can't
Great.
say his name. I would say his name, but I don't really want to butcher it. It's like Roy Maroda or something.
GGG normally wins. That's all I know. In boxing.
GGG. No, that's not true.
What? Talking about that's not. Oh, that's a different guy.
Camelo.
Yeah. No, not Camelo. What's the other? What's the?
Canelo.
Carmelo Anthony
Cinnamon.
knocked the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
No, GGG. He knocked him out. He's 40 years old though, so it was a big fight.
Was it? Because I didn't even
Yep.
realize it happened. How
And then
big could it
Ryan
have been?
Garcia. There you go. Clickbait Ryan Garcia. He's
Fuck
fighting
is Ryan
tonight.
Garcia?
He's huge with the kiddies.
I don't know if you want to say it like that.
He's down with the youth.
He's like he does the body shot challenge with all the TikTokers. So He's got all the young fans.
All right. Did we start?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Eric, stop it! You're like screaming into the microphone.
Oh, I
We
was.
did say welcome to everything, whatever you
I
say,
think
right?
so. Maybe we did at one point,
I
but we
hope
can
so.
always just, yeah. Well, we can go right now with "Welcome to the Hold for Everything" podcast. For the second time.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. It's the explosives. When you laugh, you blow air straight into your mic, and it blows up the sound.
I
It's
won't
not you
laugh.
being.
I won't laugh.
Well, just laugh like away from the mic, and not like haha, like straight into that shit.
Nope, not laughing ever again. I refuse to laugh. I refuse to find anything funny.
That's great because you're struggling so hard right now. So you almost didn't make it through that sentence without laughing. Yeah, it's just like right. Yeah, from there you're fine. Just don't lean in
Okay,
and laugh
I'll
straight into the
I'll
mic because
stay
you don't have
all
one
in.
of these foam shields.
Oh, is that what I should get? Damn.
And they're
All
like
right.
cheap as shit.
Well, I only have $5 in my bank account right now, so
Dude,
Again?
the way is you fluctuate, like your spending habits are horrendous, dude.
I don't know. No, it's because I had so much money that I like stopped doing invoices, and now I just have like 5,000 in invoices just in the sky somewhere, waiting to be sent to me. When I just had like 4,000 in my bank account.
I gotta do an invoice.
What have you been working on, Jake, Jess?
Disney.
Yes.
Broadway Disney. I just finished it Thursday night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so happy to be done with it. Not that it was like super hard or anything like wildly weird was happening there. It's always
The same thing.
yeah, and it's for real physical shit. So like you're always just like sore by the end of the week. Like
Right.
yeah,
That's kind of good,
and
though.
it was in New Jersey, so it was like I have to wake up mad early to get on the train, to get on the PATH train, to get
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
You're
that
not driving
sucks.
anymore. Hell no.
yeah.
Not worth
No,
it.
that car that I had when we met on Listen, that's been gone for a while now. That shit
Damn.
was already on its last legs. That night that they put Omri and Eden in my car, I was like, this is the night that this thing just fucking breaks down because I have the two most necessary people in this car right now. And I know it's not.
What do you need me? What do you need me to do, Jake? You need me to buy your car?
No, I don't need a car. I'm doing fine without it.
Can you imagine? I get a car instead of like getting the F8 back. I'm just like, you know what? There you go.
You know what? I'm just gonna sign and pay off this lease for you for the.
He's
Instead
gonna
of
buy us
one-
all company cars.
Yeah,
Damn, we should have that.
Yeah.
everyone has company cars, courtesy of Eric, who 5 minutes ago said he's broke as shit. Like,
Remember what episode was he giving us $1 million? Remember?
Dude, I was a millionaire 2 episodes ago.
yeah, you were fucking riding high a couple episodes. I can't believe you're already back here. You're gonna get another text from your
Spending
mom.
habits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's definitely gonna text me. She texted me about something last week. I didn't tell you guys.
Me probably because I went off the rails last week.
No, she's.
Last week was 40 minutes of you screaming about Will Smith, and
I didn't even care, dude. I was so
yeah,
tired.
and then 20
I was
minutes of
so
us
over everyone.
tired, concussed,
I was
and
yeah,
upset
exactly.
with Twitter. Yeah. Oh,
I got
understand
home
that.
from a whole ass overnight shit, and then I'm like
Yeah.
talking about Will Smith concussed.
Well, speaking of Will Smith,
He's concussed.
yeah, he's concussed for the next 10 years.
He got banned.
He's banned from the Oscars for the
Interestingly
next.
enough, Arsenio Hall went and smacked the shit out of Will Smith at a award show. The cycle continues.
Is 10 years too much? Do you think they actually last the entire 10 years? Is there a way?
His Oscar ban. This is
Yeah.
all strictly because they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
During the
Exactly.
night, and like they got called out for not doing shit. Like basically, they were like, "Oh, we asked him to leave," and then Chris Rock said, "No, don't do it." And then Chris Rock's team was like, "No one asked me anything about if I wanted Will Smith there."
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Yeah, no one ever approached Will Smith to be like, you should leave." Like, because the other story was like he refused to leave.
Right.
And it was
But
no one.
asked the fucking guy.
Yeah. So it's just
It's
like, no,
definitely
you
to
just
save
realize,
face.
you just realize in retrospect that you should have done something.
Right. I mean, I don't even think it's in retrospect. I'm sure they thought about it that night and were like, fuck, we should be doing something. We're just choosing not to.
No, I doubt they did. It's the
Yeah.
fucking Oscars. Like,
Yeah,
they don't give a shit.
I mean, how many? I'm sure they've had winners who were just not there. I don't think, like,
Yeah, I mean, but that happens. That's a thing. Who was it? Was it
Joaquin
was it
Phoenix.
Pacino? No, there was a guy who it was like such a small story. It probably would have been like the story had Will Smith not smacked Chris Rock about the Oscars, minus whatever notable wins.
Uh-huh.
But I think it was Pacino, or maybe it was like Stallone.
That
there
they
was
weren't
some
there.
big name actor who like straight up said, "Oh, I forgot the Oscars were tonight."
Oh my gosh. Oh shit. I saw that.
Yeah,
You're
that-
right.
that probably
It's a
would have been-
huge person.
Yeah, it's a guy who's been around for decades, big name, like legendary career.
I'm gonna see if I could Google it because I saw the actual tweet. It showed up on my timeline.
I have something in me says it's Pacino, but I could be wrong.
No, because Pacino was there. I think.
He was? All right.
Jim
Well,
Carrey.
I did say I could be wrong. No. It was a guy who's been in at least a gangster movie. Some Pacino, De Niro, Stallone are my three.
Has Stallone ever been in a? I got
No,
you.
but,
though.
like, yeah.
I got you. But anyway, is it too much? Do you think? Despite the fact that we know that they're doing it for the reason that they're doing it, is 10 years too much?
Here's how these sentences go. He's gonna get on probation in like 6 months for good behavior, and they're gonna be like, look at him, it's Will Smith. How can you stay mad at the guy?
They'll just bring him back
I
next.
agree. I don't think he should be banned.
Yeah.
He's fucking they like that forced resignation from the Academy shit. Also, like I don't
even know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. But truthfully, like the consequence should be like you owe Chris Rock like $100. Like
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't
he
even.
didn't like.
But that's
he didn't
not
like
even
break.
like consequence. I mean, I think 10 years is excessive, but
Yeah,
I think that's way too
Well,
much.
I just-
like 10
I
years
think
from now, he could be dead.
also at the
10
same
years from
time, like
now.
what's banned from the Oscars? Like you can't
Will
go.
Smith
Big
in
whoop
a
de
general
deal.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess.
it's not really that big of a deal.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
I guess that is a good question. What does that what constitutes the ban? What does the ban mean? Is he just not allowed to be there, or is he not allowed to be nominated? Like how
My
is
understanding is just he's banned from the Oscars, and the Oscars refers to the award show. So I think it's just he's physically not allowed to go to the Oscars, and maybe that means that he personally can't be nominated for like an actor award.
I mean, that's
I don't know.
not that's be all end all, but that's kind of
It's
not be
Being
able
able
to-
to be nominated is more than what I
don't
thought
know.
it was. I thought it was.
I don't
just
know.
Like,
I don't think that. I'm saying that would be the extreme. I don't know that for certain.
if anything, now he has to go. Now he has to go crazy.
I do think though there are other like people that should be actually banned from the Oscars. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
should be like, okay, next year you're done.
Can we like
And then
throw
it's
it?
over.
Can we throw it out there that Woody Allen shouldn't be doing anything with the Oscars?
100%.
Like,
And I saw a lot of people talking about John Wayne, but I don't exactly know why.
Was
Heck, he's dead.
was-
Ban John Wayne from the Oscars. See how effective it is.
Well, no, they were
Fucking-
saying that like they never did.
was
They
Woody
never-
Allen at the Oscars this year?
I don't know.
Probably.
I know not too long ago he was not like a movie he did was nominated or some shit, or maybe produced was nominated because he still makes shit on occasion,
Right.
and it just doesn't get like big releases. It's like he does a lot. I think it's all limited run bullshit.
I feel like they'd be too afraid to even bother. No.
No, here's the thing. Louis
Well, no,
C.K. just
because-
won a Grammy. They don't give a shit. None of these
Yeah,
awards
it's also
ceremonies
like the
give a
people
shit.
who are
Like,
banned are like Weinstein, Polanski, Bill Cosby, and then there's other ones. Like, hold on, I'll find out.
I mean, Jake kind of just mentioned. I literally just added it to the topic list because I wasn't sure if it was like film related or not. But like as we were talking
Vaguely
about Woody
because-
Allen,
Yeah,
I was
mean,
gonna
it's the
ask like,
Grammy.
what do we think about Louis winning a Grammy?
I think it's a weird one. I didn't like listen to it or
Yeah.
anything like that, so I can't actually rate it on the quality of its content or anything
Right.
like that.
I mean, I'm sure that it's
And I do
Are we gonna
think
actually
that-
make this a separate topic though? Because we should.
we'll make this a separate topic. Yes.
So then we should move on and go into this because it's gonna be hard to clip.
Okay. So
Sam.
final thoughts on Will Smith. 10 years. Is it too much?
It's too much. I think
it's
it's just
excessive.
there, and I think it will eventually, in a year probably. He won't be at next year's Oscars,
Right.
and then they'll be like, oh, they're shortening it. I think they're overreacting because basically everyone was. Like, yes, it's stupid, dumb bullshit that any of this happened, but the way people were like talking about it, the discourse around like the morality of it is like so silly. Where it's just like he slapped a guy.
But
And
also,
the guy like vaguely deserved it, but it was the wrong setting. Like, it's all stupid at the end of the day.
You know
If
what's
it
funny?
happened at the
You
bar,
know,
no one would give a shit. That's, I think, the ultimate thing is just the wrong setting. No one would give a fuck if it was like Will Smith smacks Chris Rock at a bar for making joke about Jada's
right.
like hair.
it's
Right.
also
Everyone
an
would be
interesting
that's wild.
an interesting case study of like everybody talking about. That's why I was so fired up because like everybody was just, it was all you were thinking about, like all you were seeing on well, me anyway. It was all I was seeing, and then you're like, fuck, now I really have a strong opinion on it.
Yeah, I think a big issue is like we're looking at it from a different scope than other people are. So like other people have different arguments, but it's like it's I don't know, it's kind of hard. Like I know people that are not defending Will, but they just feel like him getting in trouble for what he did is like way too much, and like their argument is more of like the racial aspect of it. And
Well, I could see that because they did jump right away to kind of diffuse it.
I vaguely agree with that. Like I said, I think it's excessive. I do think that the Oscars in general should, like, if anything that is a consequence, should just be like towards Chris Rock in some fucking way. Like,
right.
it should, like, the Oscars going all out and doing all this shit is like, well, but it really doesn't involve you to, like, you podcasted it, yes.
It's
but you
literally
also,
them
like-
trying to save face.
Yeah.
I mean, the move for next year is it's got to be Chris Rock hosting. Like, if I'm the Oscars, like that's the move. You have to do that. Just
Oh no.
Unless they already have, like, that person lined up.
right, that's possible. Well, I feel like if Chris Rock was the host, maybe not next year, but like 2 years, 3 years down the line, he would probably agree to do something with Will, where Will does show up and it's like a big moment, and it's like, we're just
No, I genuinely, I don't think that I don't think there's like a real animosity between them. I'm
sure.
not saying like, I don't think that moment wasn't like real in
Yeah.
one way or another. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that after like a bit of separation from the moment that either one of them are like going to be, because I think to me it looks like for a moment that Chris Rock, even after he got hit,
thought it was a joke.
yeah, because he kind of like kept calm,
Yeah.
was like doing shit, and then I think it was during when Will Smith started shouting from the audience that he like really took it, and he was like, oh, he meant that, like,
Yeah.
not like it's like, yeah, I took a, like,
Because they're boys, and like even if your boy smacks you, you think like you're the first.
and, like, isn't like haven't Chris Rock and Jada done those like Madagascar shits together? Aren't they both voices in that?
I don't think
didn't-
they're friends though. I think they have a lot of animosity towards each other. Well, Jada towards Chris Rock.
But
Maybe I'm
anyway.
unaware of that.
before
yeah,
we
I do.
go on a whole other. Yeah, I was gonna say before we go on another Will Smith rant episode.
Yeah.
But I guess whatever. We're all in agreement that it's a bit too much. He may or may not show up as for like a special moment. I mean, I think that would be you know, because it's the Oscars and you want to like create moments because like nobody's really watching the show. So I feel like that would be a good, you know, Chris Rock hosting would probably be that would be amazing if they did it next year. Like everyone would be sitting there waiting for the monologue, because especially since there's clips of him, because he literally just went on tour like days after the smack, and there's videos of him like, anybody, what do you guys want to talk about? And then like he'll be like, I'm not gonna go into it. Like eventually I'm gonna go in on it, but not right now.
Yeah.
He's like, I wrote mad jokes for tonight, and that's what I'm gonna do. So so I kind of feel bad for him, because it's like obviously everyone wants to listen to him talk about that, and it's like his current comedy is kind of being shoved.
He made out good from it though. Like his whole freaking tour got sold out. I don't know about the whole tour, but
I mean 44% tickets went up, sales went up, but it's like those people are going there to now listen to him roast the shit out of Will Smith and not actually see his tour, which right, I could see that being annoying because he just worked his ass off to write jokes and shit like that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a no publicity is bad publicity situation, where it's like, yeah, you worked hard on your jokes, that sucks, but that money goes into your pocket. That's how you make money, you know, ticket sales. So
I guess
it's kind of like, yeah, it sucks, they're not here for my jokes, but also I have money, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so we mentioned the Louis C.K. thing. It's not really film related, but Louis C.K. is, you know,
in a way, we talk about comedy. He's had specials. This is probably a special that you can watch somewhere. So like while the album of the comedy got nominated, which also, I think the weirder thing to talk about with the Grammys is that for some reason, Bo Burnham's Inside wasn't considered a comedy album.
What?
The Netflix one?
Yeah. Like it wasn't nominated. It was nominated for songs, but it wasn't like he won an award for at least one of the songs, maybe two. But like it was a comedy special. But
no,
it wasn't,
I know. But wasn't it last year, 2 years ago?
No, it was up. It was up for this year. Remember, this is delayed by like 2 months.
I see.
Yeah,
I see. I mean, I heard it was great. Everyone like,
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, Burnham,
really
we're
liked
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really cool shit. But
it's incredible. That's the one he did by himself, right?
Vaguely. I think there's obviously like technical people involved that helped him in one way or another, but for the most part, the filming, the lighting design, and obviously the comedy is all written
the
and
lighting
made
design
by
was
him.
absolutely incredible.
He killed it. I keep seeing these weird think pieces about it that I'm just like, I think you're overthinking this shit weirdly enough. Because they're like, one of them was like, and I had never heard this term, and I vaguely hope it doesn't catch on because I don't understand it. But it was like, what the fuck did they say? They called it something like something meta comedy. It's like honest meta, like comedy or some shit, because he's talking about like mental health stuff. And they were like criticizing him for it being like, he's like, people were actually like concerned about him and shit like that, and there need to be reminded that Bo Burnham, he did not spend that time exclusively in that room. He has like a longtime girlfriend that he lives with in a nice house, and he's a multi-millionaire. And it's like, yeah, I think everyone knew that. I don't think people literally thought that he was like in just this box of a room. Like,
I don't know, Jake. I don't know. The internet's a funny place.
I guess, but like, it's weird to criticize him for it. Because the critique was for him and being like, there's no like rules to this new brand of comedy. I was like, it's not new. Yeah, he does a different presentation of it, but it's like, yeah, he did an adaptation to what the pandemic allowed him to do. Like, he couldn't tour it. He wouldn't have toured this material anyway, but like, they try to make it seem like it's something wildly new and something that like is problematic in ways because of how he like made a character and presented that character, and they're upset that he made a character for his comedy. It sounded like to me.
Yeah, which is, it really is dumb though if you think about it, because like
but that's what every comedian does. Like,
But also, it was
Most comedians
great
are
for
just-
something in the middle of a pandemic. It's like context
Oh,
matters.
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, that's
And
why
it's, like,
Colbert was so funny.
What?
Colbert? That's why Colbert was so funny prior to whatever the fuck he's doing now. Like
Stephen Colbert, the Colbert Report.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was just
That's-
like
I was gonna say, I thought something new happened with him. I was like, I
no,
don't know.
no. No,
Yeah.
sorry. I was because you guys were talking about the characters and like problematic comedians or whatever, and he would play like a problematic Republican, and he would say things that they say, but it would be the joke. Like that would be the funny part. He was the butt of the joke.
Yeah. I mean,
Which one's got
Fucking-
which late show's got the guy who goes up to Trump supporters and asks them questions?
I think that's Jimmy Kimmel, but honestly, that's
It's
like
not Kimmel.
old-
Well, he doesn't go up to it, but he has people. That's Jimmy Kimmel.
No,
Yes,
it's definitely not because it's a political show. I'll find out.
I know, but Jimmy.
Oh, you know what? Because we're not considering it a late night show. You're probably talking about The Daily Show and Jordan Klepper.
Yes, that's his name.
Oh,
He's a Daily Show correspondent. It's not like it's not a late night.
Gotcha. Isn't
Yeah.
the Daily Show Trevor Noah?
nobody considers Trevor Noah.
I thought he was a late. I don't really watch late night, so I'm.
It's one of those things. He's on late at night, but like, it's not this. The format is different in the same way that, like, when it was the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, people weren't like, Jon Stewart's direct competition is Conan O'Brien. Like,
Gotcha.
it's the time slot's similar, but it's not the same type of show essentially.
Understood.
Well,
that makes
There's
sense.
the Venn diagram exists.
Back to the Louis C.K. Sorry, I know we were talking about Bo Burnham. It was related.
Yeah.
But
I
Yeah.
found it. I found the fucking article. They called it confessional meta comedy.
What?
And I'm just like, I hate that.
What
It's
the
an
fuck does that
article on
even
Slate.
mean?
Yeah, basically, and this article, because I read this like earlier this week, and it was confessional meta comedy. I was like, that's a shit term right there. Like, what the fuck does this even mean? Like you're saying, and like they're mad at it because he's like, it's not authentic. It's like, yeah, dude. Very few comedians are like all in on just themselves. They make characters that are exaggerations of themselves. Like, that's regular shit. I hate to break it to you. Every single comedian is exaggerating points of themselves for the point of selling the joke and doing the set right.
There's one
Like,
article. There's one article title about Bo Burnham's special. It says Bo Burnham's growth shows the painfully low bar for white men. This was in June 18th of last year. It's like, damn, bro, this guy can't have a comedy. Like, what does it have to do? I mean, I didn't watch the special, but what the fuck?
It's about the pandemic and about his anxiety and depression, and like all three things are real things, but obviously the setting is he created a setting and a character that exaggerates these things.
Well,
not the pandemic.
It
But, like,
specifies that.
exaggerating the anxiety and shit, and it's like, yeah, that's what everyone does.
Yeah. All right. Well, we don't need to dissect this guy's thing, but
Yeah, I'm not here to just shit on everyone who's shitting on Bo Burnham because you're allowed to dislike it. I just think
Yeah.
the reason behind this one is silly. It's like he created a character.
but
Well, I guess.
so do we think Louis is Louis making? I mean, I know he's like, I guess you can consider this a comeback, but do you think it's possible that he will eventually be his sins will be forgotten and he will
Forgotten?
No.
No, I don't think he's
I guess-
straight. Go on.
I was gonna say, I guess forgotten's a bad word, but seeing how he's trickling into, winning a Grammy and he's making money doing these specials and he's showing up to these comedy shows and nobody's really like shitting on it anymore because he's kind of like pushed through the blowback. Does he eventually make a physical appearance comeback? Does he make a TV comeback? Does he make?
Well, he's got backlash, so I don't think so.
I mean,
He's got backlash, but it's not enough where I don't think they would not do it again. I don't think he would
but
not
the
be
thing is,
nominated
like,
again.
But see, again, I don't really know how true that is, because if they see the backlash, they're all about ratings now. Like, because nobody gives a fuck about these award shows anymore. They're boring, they're stale. People only watch the Oscars because of the slap. Like, not even, they didn't watch them either. It's mostly the clip. What were the ratings?
I was gonna say, oddly enough, like, people say they're definitely losing viewers, but they're still I was looking at it, it's still like 8 million viewers or some shit a year.
Yeah, but that's global though. That's crazy. I mean, like, that's nuts.
I
don't know. The Louis C.K. thing, as much as like maybe there's been a little bit of backlash, they didn't even televise that section. Like, there's, like every award show, there's huge sections and swaths that they don't put on.
That's a good point.
TV.
They didn't
televise. So like, I don't think they expected. I don't think they've ever shown the comedy one, because people don't think that I didn't even realize that the Grammys had a comedy category before this shit. And
but I guess I find it interesting, like, why even, like, if he wasn't coming back, like, if he wasn't being accepted by the masses or attempting to, why would they even bother to let him win? Is I guess my,
because I
just think they genuinely, whoever rates it, thought that he had a good enough comedy album, and
But that's what I was gonna say too, because it's like the Grammys and the Oscars, they're like, the board is like these old ass white people, like they're like out of touch. You know what I mean?
I don't know if that's true anymore though. But But again,
I think the larger point being, like, with Louis C.K. in particular, I think it's unlikely that he ever has as big of a TV presence as he used to, because he used to be like the guy.
Right.
Like, it was like Louis C.K. was like for like almost a decade just the top name in comedy. His specials killed.
Right.
His TV show was critically loved. All of his shit, he was like a really big figure. So I don't think he ever reaches that height again. But that probably would have been the case even without scandal. Eventually, he was not going to hold that position. But I do think that, and already vaguely proven, he still tours successfully. He still shows to big crowd. He still is able. People are still willing to publish his material, or he might be a self-publisher, but it still gets out there. He still makes money off of it.
He self-publishes off of his website. Right.
Gotcha. His career is still. Oh yeah, I remember he had a special that was like website exclusive.
Yeah.
Like 7 years ago.
He sells it for like $5 or $10 or whatever, and people just buy it that way. Which, whatever. I don't want to say the smart thing to do, but if someone in his position, it's literally the only option that he has.
Well, I think he's been doing that. I think he's been opting to do that before any of this shit. But it goes to show that, like, yeah, he's probably not gonna have the same career, but he still very much has a career. Like,
right.
And part of that is because, as much as it's like he was incredibly disgusting and like shit with like the ways that he decided that he's going to be like sexually assaulting people or harassing people, whichever's the more appropriate term for his weird bullshit. It is not as severe as like a Weinstein and like a fucking Cosby and stuff like that. Like, it's
right.
And I think as we get further away from like when all this shit dropped, the people, like, those shades of gray are starting to be seen a little bit more clearly, because like Aziz has now had 2 specials, and by and large people agree that Aziz is probably the least the lowest of the offenders of that Me Too thing, where it's
I wouldn't even put him in the same.
So I mean, our boy Woody also had a movie, and somebody I know saw it and said it was pretty decent, like, which sucks to hear.
I mean, in their defense, you're gonna ride the wave until you can't anymore. Like, you can't expect them to just go into hiding. They would have to be made to go into hiding.
I don't expect anyone to, I guess, is the thing. Like, if you're not going to prison, like, you have every right to, and even if you go to prison and come out, you have every right to pursue the career that you're hoping to do. It's just for these people, and a lot of their career depends on how the public views them.
Right. And I do think, like, you know, what if Louis in the Louis situation, if he's forgiven by most of the women that, you know, he had those
is he forgiven?
issues with.
No, I think this is a hypothetical.
Oh,
It's a hypothetical, but I think also a couple of them, you know, like Sarah Silverman and I don't know the other names, but like I think some of them have given him a pass, and they're like, I'm over it. I mean, obviously, there's a couple
Silverman
that
was like his friend for a long time. I remember her statement on it was like she didn't like consider herself like traumatized by it or anything. It was just like, this is fucking dumb, dude. Put your dick away, kind of shit.
Right.
But like, but she was like on his show and shit. Like even after all this stuff happened, she was much more on the side of, not on the side of, wrong phrasing, but she was much more, her words about it were of like the friends of Louis basically being like, it's hard for us to reconcile this. Like Mark Maron had made a speech, and even though they're not like
that
friends,
stuff about Sarah Silverman, like that's what she's saying is super concerning to me. Just from like, I don't know, it's strange.
Well, I don't think she was saying that she thought other people should take it her way. I think she was saying that.
I know, but if he did it to her, it's just concerning.
I mean,
that she says that
she's taking it differently. You know, I like, you can't get mad at her for.
No, I'm not mad at all. I'm just saying, just from stuff that comes out, like from other stories of people forgiving. It's a unique statement that she's making, but it's her statement to make. So I'm not like disagreeing with it. I'm saying it makes me think there's more to things that are going on behind the scenes. But definitely could be very wrong. Not my situation. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
No one's accused him of anything greater than just like than making women watch him masturbate.
Yeah, and I also think if there was anything, it would be out by now. Like, I don't think. I think it is what it is, and it's not anything more. Not to negate what has been said about him, but
the conversation.
What I'm saying is
shades of gray. Yeah,
I'm saying like the situation between the two of them, like what happened behind closed doors. I feel like there's more to the story that's not being said. But again, not my circus, not my monkeys, so I can't really say that she's lying.
I really like that phrase.
Thank you.
Is that just TikTok? Is that the episode title?
What is it?
Yeah, totally. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
You gotta say it like 5 more times
so that I can remember.
Like a fucking circus and some monkeys appear behind you in the mirror. But yeah, I think it is. It's one of those things where I don't actually have an idea of what I want to happen, because there's a ton of artists that get like in their past is like some questionable shit, but not this kind of questionable shit where it's like, oh yeah, a lot of people like rappers have like criminal records,
right?
Like, so
they're still out there.
Well, the thing is, like, I think what it is like. You go first, because I'm gonna say
the difference is like between what like that shit being like, oh, like they used to deal drugs and got busted for that. I just think when you start in this like doing on that level of like, did they like with Louis, it's complicated. It's like, did he actually do the time? Like, because he didn't go to prison or anything. He just kind of got publicly shamed,
right?
And what does that mean at the end of the day? Because I think if you go to jail for a thing and you get out of it, you did the sentence, essentially.
I agree
and
with
I don't
that
think it
part,
should be like a permanent thing above your head unless you're like a pedophile. But like,
I mean, but you can make the argument that Louis was affected by it. He's lost millions of dollars. He, you know,
that's why I'm saying it's not a clear cut, because there's not like some actual like
metric that had a I see what you're saying.
I think it's a funny line, because I think it's like, so the Me Too movement is like super good, but it's also to a point where it's not as good as it used to be. Like, I think the whole thing about everybody getting canceled over every little like sexual assault thing is because it's always been pushed under the rug. And then with Harvey Weinstein, the floodgates kind of broke, and then it was like anybody who said anything would get the attention. So it was kind of like now you're sifting through like the serious allegations, the made up ones, the ones that are somewhere in the middle, and it's like, how do you handle this, you know?
I do think at the end of the day, like, even if somebody's accused, they eventually, you know, if they didn't really do anything wrong, they normally come out on top. Like, there's really no cases where somebody was accused and they didn't eventually get shown to be innocent when they were like what's his name, the host of that comedy show, I forget his name, but he was like devastated by it. They took him off the show, and then I think it was his girlfriend. I think it was like a one allegation thing, and his ex-girlfriend was, they found out that she was like fucking nuts. She was the one that was like abusing him, and they took him off the show, and then they eventually brought him back, and it was like this big deal. Like, it was kind of like, it was a Johnny Depp situation.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds vaguely similar to Johnny Depp Amber Heard, but I know it's not that. I know who you're talking about.
I forget his name. Hardwick, something Hardwick, I think.
But he didn't run the fucking like a post Walking Dead.
Yes.
Podcast. They would like recap the episode immediately after and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't picture his name. He looks vaguely like the guy that hosts The Soup.
Yes, exactly. But anyway,
yeah.
To we can wrap this one up. But I feel like, you know, Me Too's great, whatever, and maybe it's too much sometimes, but even when it's too much, it eventually comes out that, oh, this was too much, chill the fuck out.
Well, yeah, but the Louis C.K. is what I'm saying, is it kind of falls somewhere in the middle, because
that's what I
you
was
want the
too.
legal consequences, but he didn't get those. But he's getting, and he's like getting career consequences, but also at the same time not. But also like, what he did was fucked up, but it wasn't like the most fucked up story you've ever heard from Me Too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's in that weird gray area.
That's exactly what I was saying. Was like, yeah, it's certainly like some real shit that he did. It's disgusting shit, but like it isn't the level of like Harvey and Cosby and like Matt Lauer. Like it's there's a lot worse out there, and there's a lot like more subtle and less problematic than him too. I like how you were like away from the microphone.
I'm so sorry.
I totally heard that snot too.
Well, no,
just sniffle straight into
I'm
the
dying
mic.
over here. I am dying. I don't know what's going on.
It sounded stuffed. It was like
I am dying. Well, no, you said what did you say? What was the guy's name that you just said? You just listed a bunch of names.
I think I listed Cosby, Weinstein, and Matt Lauer.
Yeah. I was gonna say my mom would tell you that he's innocent, but anyway,
oh my
go
God,
on.
Eric's mom. We need to talk. We need to have a conversation.
He had a button on his desk that locked the door behind people.
I don't know. We were at Thanksgiving. I don't know if it was this year or last year. She just started. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck was happening.
Like pre-Me Too. Like this was before. Like you can't even make like the things like, oh, he got caught up in like that initial fervor. It was like no. He got his shit before people actually even really started fucking with this shit.
Also, I think the button, they found out later that wasn't like a thing.
I don't care. I'm gonna keep saying
anyway,
it.
I don't know if that's true.
Eric,
I'm just putting it out there.
Are you throwing your mom under the bus for your own opinion?
Oh no, she definitely was a Matt Lauer supporter on some
Matt
random
Lauer
ass Thanksgiving. She was like, I feel bad for him. I'm like, what? Okay.
Still a multi-millionaire. It was just Matt Lauer can't host a news show anymore. And I guess that's really what, like, there's a lot of it where it's like, yeah, it's affected Louis C.K.'s career. But like we were saying earlier, he's still selling out shows. He's still making albums that people listen to. Like, as much as like, is he at the same heights? No, there's no guarantee that he would stay at that point anyway. But
there's literally a market for everything and everyone.
Exactly. Like
if Louis started a podcast right now, it would bang.
It would do numbers. Yeah. It would absolutely do numbers. Like he can do a podcast. You can have other quote canceled comedians on it. But like,
Well, that's the problem. Like nobody would want to go on the show, but yeah.
I'm certain some people would. I mean,
Anyway, to sorry.
Well, since we're talking about nobody, I want to throw something in. I did Google Louis C.K. while we were talking about this topic, and Amy Schumer
he's a
commented
rat
on it, but that's not what I want to comment on. She made it a point to say that her lawyer advised against her making any jokes about Joe Rogan or Alec Baldwin at the Oscars, and I just thought it was super important that I mentioned it.
Did you see the joke that she said
comedy
she was?
said you can't talk about anyone anymore.
Did you see the joke that she said that they told her not to do? The
No.
Alec Baldwin joke, dude. It was so wild.
Oh, well, that was in the article. It said that her lawyers advised against Alec Baldwin and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but then she told the joke after the show, and it was awful. It was
what did she say? What was the joke?
I can look it up if you want to look it up, but it was like some crazy shit. It was,
I'm looking it up.
and everyone's like, "What?" She's because the article was
Just
about.
walked on stage. If any Alec Baldwin joke at the Oscars should have just been whatever person coming up to the stage saying just like, "We're gonna kill it tonight," like we're Alec Baldwin, and then just like the crowd rest in that moment, just to because what joke you gonna make if it's like a funny joke?
That's
about
what
Alec
it was. It
Baldwin?
was basically that. It was about fucking him killing somebody, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I think that's the joke you'd have to make essentially because you can't make that particularly funny. But what you can do is you can make it awkward, funny, and remind people that Alec Baldwin killed someone and he's actively trying to get away with it. Like it's not like he set it up to do it, but he's putting all his weight behind not getting that charge.
Wait, I can find the actual joke, but
Oh my God.
But she said I wasn't after that. She said I wasn't allowed to say any of that, but you can just come up and clock someone. So
Yeah.
that's actually funny. That one was funny.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did see
Go ahead, Jake.
another Amy Schumer thing. I guess someone accused her of stealing a joke at the Oscars.
It was in the article too. I know what you're gonna say.
Her response was like, "I'm funny enough to come up with it on my own." I was like, "This is not the." And my first thought was like, "Isn't this like the 12th time someone's like been like, bruh, that's my material?"
She also outed the person. She's like, "Well, the person who wrote it was Sully blah blah blah."
Okay,
Go
okay.
after her.
Here's the joke. Don't Look Up is the name of a movie. More like Don't Look Down the Barrel of Alec Baldwin's Shotgun. I wasn't allowed to say any of that, but you can just come up and clock
There you
someone.
go. Okay, so I did see the joke, but I thought that was a
joke.
quote from the article.
It's just
That's
not
a
even a
bad
funny joke.
it is. You're right, and it's like trying to the same simple dumb shit that I just said, but like.
Basically, it was just. I mean, the problem is you can't make the joke because she's gonna be in the fucking memoriam at the end of the show, and it's like you can't. Like that's just
What would be nice?
Maybe you can.
In my view, I think the best in memoriam for a person who was shot by Alec Baldwin is for Alec Baldwin to face consequences for the actions of killing someone.
You know what? Like I was all like, okay.
Yo, what if they had Alec Baldwin come up and present the memorial?
I have to be honest with you. I was all like, okay, cool. Alec Baldwin didn't do anything, and then he didn't shut the fuck up, and I'm like, yo, fuck this guy.
Dude, he doesn't stop talking. He's on Instagram, and I'm like, bro, what are you even like? How do you not disappear for like 4 years?
Right? Like, shut
You just
the
killed somebody,
fuck
bro.
up.
Even if I killed somebody, even though I'm not known, I would disappear from this podcast for at least 4 years, and then
To
I
be
would come
fair,
back.
though, Alec Baldwin don't give a fuck. Remember when he punched that guy over like a parking spot or something?
Yeah, remember when Alec Baldwin was like generally a trash person before any of this shit happened? Like,
But he was.
there's a big media machination that's trying to make it seem like he was a great dude. It's like, no, he has a long history of being bad.
Because he was anti-Trump, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, we love this guy now."
Look at this guy. He's great. He's anti-Trump, and he's friends with Tina Fey. What a wonderful
But
man.
he's giving closet Trump supporter vibes, I have to tell you.
Well, his brother.
I think
Anyway,
it's-
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, speaking of Trump supporters, Ghislaine Maxwell is getting a crime documentary series on Paramount Plus.
Shit,
Thoughts?
I can't wait to watch that.
I'm
My
sorry.
thought.
I'm so sorry. I got excited. Thoughts?
I'm excited. I love true crime.
I mean, is she hosting it? The way you phrased it makes me seem like she's getting it.
She's about to
like
die. So.
At this
She's
point,
been awarded a fucking documentary for her crimes.
at this
But
point,
no, if it's like a documentary about it, fine. But just put it somewhere besides Paramount Plus so people actually see it.
nothing bad has happened to her at this point, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was hosting the fucking thing.
She's in jail. I'd
guess.
argue that that's at least a little bit bad.
But
Like,
how
probably
is
not the right type of jail. You're right, but
how is there no information that has been released? Like, she doesn't
There's
have
been plenty of information. What are you talking
she doesn't have
about?
names and fucking.
no, he's talking about like she's not giving dirt on the people who.
Like, how is that
Like,
not?
Cause she ain't dumb. She's what?
Yeah, I was
she's
gonna
already
say, 'cause it
arrested.
doesn't help her.
Who's
It
gonna
doesn't
kill
change
her?
her.
Well, the same people who killed Epstein.
Yeah, I was gonna say, arguably, they'd be the same fucking people.
Listen,
I think, truthfully, her ratting on people at this point doesn't change her sentencing. Like her trial's over.
right? But if she ratted, you don't think they would be like, hey, you won't get we'll put you in a nicer fucking jail cell, or you can
No, because if all they have is her statement as well, then they can't. There's no case against these people. Like what her statement would do is if they had a name already and some evidence tying them to it,
documents
Her-
nothing.
her statement could be the tip of it. It could tip it into like we can get some of these like bigger offenders.
And also, let's be real here. She's probably scared for her life. Like, Prince Andrew made a settlement. Like, he didn't go to trial. He settled. That means he's guilty. I don't care what anybody says. Like, this is real shit. The powerful people were involved in this.
Yeah, this is not like a settling like a oh your thing looks like my thing kind of lawsuit where it's just like yeah well I didn't copy it but I don't want to go through all the legal shit. I'll give you some money for it. Like it happens with music all the time where it's like yeah I guess it sounds a little bit sure I'll give you a writer's credit. Who gives a fuck? But yeah, this is like a child sex trafficking ring. And
And
Prince
it's like,
Andrew
if you didn't do
settled.
it and you're Prince Andrew, yeah, like if you didn't do it and you're Prince Andrew, why settle? You can get the best lawyers in the world to get you off.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, but I think if the case goes on long enough,
No, you just said yourself. If people, for me too, when you find out that it's not true, your career's pretty much saved. So why wouldn't you want to clear your name? Because it happened.
Yeah. I mean, he's the one where it's just like the most frustrating because there's A, some shit came out, and B, he's already lied about it like 12 times in provable ways.
I know. You remember when he said he didn't sweat?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I couldn't have done it. I don't sweat. I was at a very specific pizza parlor in a different place at that time. Like,
in his defense, I don't sweat a lot either. I never sweat.
Oh, but you
No,
sweat.
Eric, he didn't sweat at all. According to him, for some reason during the Iraq War, he stopped being able to sweat. And I guess that just was fixed, I suppose, because he didn't say that was currently a thing.
But
He's
then he
still
gave an
going.
interview. He gave an interview, and he was sweating.
Yeah, well, because that's what I was saying. I guess that's in the past now. Just like from sometime from 2002 to 2010, I guess he just didn't sweat for a decade. And but nah, he can sweat again. He can like live like a normal human being.
He's back.
I still
Do you
think
know how
this
much of a
case is
problem
still
it would be
so
if you
wild.
can't sweat? Like, it's a huge issue. There are animals that can't sweat, and it's like they have to do other things to accommodate for that fact. Like, it would noticeably fuck him up if that was like a real problem he had. It's such a terrible fucking lie. Like, it's so fucking stupid.
You know that like his publicist had nothing to do with that. He got back and his publicist was like the royal whatever they're called. They were like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Yeah, it's just he comes home, he thinks he did a good job. The publicist just in the corner of the room, just like, so you don't sweat? Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, how wildly stupid. Like,
So
I'm just wondering why they're doing the series on her as opposed to just the whole situation in general
Is it
Probably
is it on
because
her?
her involvement.
and the
go on.
trial. It's probably more of her trial, I would imagine.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Also, they
probably
did
because that's
Filthy
the
Rich
conclusion.
already.
Say that again.
They did Filthy Rich already, which is
Oh, you're right. But that fucking nothing didn't show shit.
it's wait. There's already Epstein's shadow. I don't know how to say her name. Ghislaine Maxwell.
I say Ghislaine. but-
Ghislaine. Okay.
I've heard Ghislaine, but also that S is in there, so I understand the temptation to pronounce it. Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard people pronounce it, so I don't know. I don't fucking know. But
Well, there's one on. It's on Peacock already. June 24th, 2001.
2001.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
wow, mind blown. 2021. Sorry.
Fucking follow the clues, man. Open your third eye. A spruce
I
that's only
think-
been around for about 5 years nailed this back in 2001.
this guy's been free even after the documentary. That shit must have sucked.
Right? Yeah. You know what? You know what we should be talking about, because all like as much as like it sucks, the Epstein shit is kind of finished.
Yeah.
There is very much like still, and as we should be talking about it, we're hypothetically a film podcast, but we really didn't touch on that too much this episode. But like fucking that Matt Gaetz, that
Oh my
representative that
God,
probably
that's a
is engaged
politician,
in-
isn't he?
Yeah, he's a senator or a
The one who touches
representative.
kids.
That's the
Yeah.
I don't. That's
One
the
of
dude.
several.
That's the
But, like-
that's the dude who had a 17-year-old girlfriend and he hung out with Tucker Carlson and he was like, yeah, we hung out together. Remember? And Tucker Carlson's like, no,
No.
I don't. Why are you
Yeah.
why are you doing this? What?
Yeah.
What?
It's like
What?
there's a big investigation into him for basically fucking sex trafficking. I don't know if it's underage, but it is. It's still sex trafficking. It's still like prostitution at minimum, and actively like that shit's still ongoing.
Yeah.
There's still a lot like things that could go right or wrong with it. So I understand where it's like the Epstein Maxwell shit was like should have been much bigger. It's hard to get it to be much bigger at this point.
I think it
But
will. I
another
think
way-
it's going to explode once certain documents from the trial and stuff come out.
Yeah, but that could be years.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely. But
Isn't he still a part of Congress or whatever?
Yeah, he's still there, and
he's still
ruling
making
on
dumbass
shit.
tweets all the time.
Yeah. Fucking and there's
You know who else
It's
is
wild.
a piece of shit that I just watched the documentary on Netflix today?
This
It's a
is
new
no longer-
documentary.
No, God.
Jimmy Savile.
I don't know who that is off the top.
Oh, it's like this. He was huge in the UK. He was like just a TV personality guy, but he sexually assaulted a lot of children.
Gotcha. All right. Sounds terrible.
Yeah, Netflix just released a documentary about him, and I watched
they
it
did?
today.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, can you give your review on it right now?
Honestly, it was a great documentary if you like true crime. If you don't like true crime, it's very, very hard to sit through. It's very detailed.
Yeah. That's I can imagine that being true, that if you can't sit through some terrible shit that definitely happened, it's going to be difficult to watch a thing that's about terrible shit that definitely happened.
And it's also on, like, I don't know if you saw the trials of Gabriel Hernandez, but it's on that level. Like, it's very detailed and very, like, the actual victims are giving their accounts. And it's very, very rough, those couple episodes.
What's the name of this? What's the name of the doc again?
It's like Jimmy Savile, British Horror Story, I think, because he's not American.
I
Cool.
was gonna say that's interesting that we would fucking take that. We're just like, I get that it happened in your country and he was born and raised there, but this is our shit.
I think
Thank you.
it's British. I'm pretty sure it's a British horror
Yeah.
story.
We'll clip this and say that it's a review.
My review of sex trafficking is it's bad.
Damn, that's a wild take you got there, Jake.
Coming down on it hard with the controversy. Human trafficking is a problem.
Damn. Well,
Pay
And
me good enough, and I'll be your
something should-
Delane
something
Maxwell.
should be done about it.
to play devil's advocate,
Jesus Christ.
I got a price. Just pay me well enough, and I'll be your Delane Maxwell.
Jesus. All right, so I'm alone on this one.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3, Jake.
Unfortunate that apparently Hold for Everything is in support of this thing.
Just watch this episode like blows up, and then we got everybody
Oh, we have
clipping me
so
and
many
Eric being
fucking-
like, dude,
To play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
no, they're gonna cut that part off. They're only gonna say the part.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They're gonna make sure that it looks though as if like a full and real endorsement.
Oh, my boy Daniel Radcliffe's in a new movie.
Well, he wants to direct the movie about Hollywood,
Oh, I'd love to see that because
and he wrote it himself.
well, I
haven't-
would give that a chance because he was out of the spotlight for a long time.
Well, out of the spotlight as you can be for being a globally
For being
famous
Harry Potter, yeah.
superstar. Yeah, but like, yeah, there was a gap between like the last Harry Potter movie and his next thing. Wasn't his next thing that play Equus? Or
Yeah,
did he do
was
something?
he
on
was
that?
like doing a bunch of plays and stuff, but he
Yeah.
wasn't in films. I just found a shirtless picture of him, and he is fucking hot.
Really?
Yeah.
That's, nothing against Daniel Radcliffe. I just, even a shirtless Daniel Radcliffe, I just wouldn't expect that.
He's got some muscles and
Speaking of the muscles, I mean, it was a topic from a few weeks ago, but
Eric's been working out.
no, I have been just noticeable changes, and I'm a sexy man now. But
not on Daniel Radcliffe's level though.
that's a good point. I will never be on Daniel Radcliffe's level. I will always be as short as Daniel Radcliffe, but never as muscular as Daniel Radcliffe.
On a scale of 1 to fucking Mark Rebier, where do you rate yourself on sexiness?
Oh man, I'm gonna 6.5
Yeah.
to a mark.
I can-
That sounds about right?
Yeah, you're not at least like it's ambitious, but you should like rate yourself higher. I like
I
that.
don't really
compliment.
know who that
Oh,
is.
and you think 6.5 was too high?
I think so, but I think it's fair for you to rate yourself there.
Wait,
is what I'm
who's
saying.
that?
Mark Rebier.
Yeah.
He's a very sexy man.
He's a sexy man.
How do you spell his last name?
Rebillet. It's French. He just makes you have to watch the videos is really where it's very much a vibes thing.
Well, the thing
much
is, I can get
vibes.
that, but the thing is, there's
Yeah.
pictures where he actually does look like a sexy man, and then there's pictures like he he does not.
Well,
So I can't tell.
there was a glow up over the last year or two.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of his earlier stuff before he was like making it. It's like now it's his job. His job is to make funny music and look fine as
just-
fuck.
It's a sexy man. He's got beautiful hair.
Oh, he
just
does have
improvise-
beautiful hair. That's what I'm saying. It's weird because I'm definitely seeing how the older ones, it's like, oh, but then,
Nah, he does. He's a musician. A lot of his shit's improvised, if not like almost all of it. I think there's a couple things that he's like actually like straight up written, but most of the things he's famous for are like these improvised long sets he does on stream. And he's typically doing like in his like fucking underwear or like a robe or some shit.
yeah, I see a lot of
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
now
in
it's-
his living room with a keyboard in a robe.
It's definitely like a robe now. It used to be him just like at bars, but now he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He got a.
well, but
he got a. I didn't put it
There's
on
some
the.
nice, pretty robes.
I didn't put it on the list, but he got a TV show. Jess.
I saw it. Didn't Amazon?
Yeah. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if it's like a narrative, but
I'll look it up now.
I think it's just a performance series specific to Amazon.
Oh, really?
It's been because I read it like right when the news came out, so I might be a bit off on how I remember it. But I think it's like, I think he's still doing his thing, but with like a big, instead of like on his camera, like his own little camera from one angle, it's a big performance, and maybe like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, it's called We've Got Company, and it says the program will feature special guests, gaming, audience interaction, and of course improvised performances.
that's
so maybe
friends.
Amazon just bought
And his friends.
maybe Amazon just bought his concept.
It's possible. I remember him saying. I think somebody asked him like.
Well, it's
"Do
on
you-"
Amazon Music's Twitch.
Gotcha.
Well, okay, that makes sense because he's already on Twitch, so they're basically just taking him.
Yeah. They're sponsoring him basically at this point.
He mentioned he's like, I don't want to do this forever. He's like, he's like, down the line I would want to be like a late night host kind of situation, which I mean would be kind of, I mean it would kind of fit.
See, now that
think-
brings me to why the hell wouldn't they give, like, I mean, okay, I haven't seen his stuff, but just from like going through the screenshots and like there's Reddit posts that are popping up, why the hell wouldn't they give somebody like him his own late night talk show, and they gave it to like Lily Singh, who's the least funniest person on YouTube?
Well,
I think a lot of that probably has to do with how hard he's pursuing that right now. Because that might not be like, I think he still likes doing this. I think and he might want like the way he phrased it sounded like it was the next thing, but it didn't sound like it was like what he was like shifting to this moment.
also
There's some skills he'd have to develop because he doesn't really do like, at least I haven't seen like interviews and stuff.
no, he's not
But I
a
do
comedy
think-
guy.
Yeah, well, Lily Singh's show
think,
got canceled because she's horrible at it.
Well, in that regard, Lily.
Or was she like? She might have been actually like
Also,
actively
I
going.
worked with her, and she's a really sweet girl. So shout out to the girl Lily Singh, but she had a bad late night show. I'm sorry, babe.
Okay.
Shout out to Lily Singh. Your show's trash.
If
Love
you want
you,
to
babe.
come on the show, let us know, Bill. I was gonna.
Let's save.
Come on the show. Just don't make our show suck like yours did.
Because that shit was trash. We can't
Bad
have
show.
any
Lovely
less
person.
viewers.
Lovely person. Terrible show.
Wonder-
Hate the show.
Awful. Please don't try to do it again.
My God, Lily, how lovely can you get with having zero talent? Is Lily?
Oh
I didn't say
man.
it that much. She's got talent. The show
You
just
said it like
sucked.
3 times before we started into this
She's
rant.
got talent, but just not enough talent to.
No, I think it's like a different skill set. Like you could make a funny YouTube video and not be a comedian. Does that make sense?
Well,
No, I disagree.
I mean, you could also be Seth Meyers. His fucking show is absolutely
oh my God,
awful.
dude. It's horrendous.
Awful.
Fucking, he's really good when he like has a chance to write his own shit. But yeah,
Has he done like stand up?
I think
I
they're
don't
all.
think so. I think he's been a writer for the more than anything else. 'Cause,
Trevor Noah has, right?
yeah, he started as a stand-up.
I
Yeah,
feel like, yeah, we're just off the
I
rails.
actually
at this
find him
point.
funny. I know that's like an unpopular opinion, but
That's definitely unpopular.
yeah, I know.
Ever know it being funny? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't find him unfunny. I do think a lot of that commentary is from like when he first started, and it was awkward because he's just literally replacing a person who
Right.
ran one of his popular shows on television, and he
Yeah.
was a reach. I'm really impressed actually by Comedy Central letting him stay on and learn and get his own kind of flow together.
Well, did he?
I
Wasn't
don't-
he
yeah, I don't-
picked? Wasn't he picked by Stewart though?
Maybe, but it doesn't mean that they had to like.
Right.
It took a while. It now feels like he actually had like it's his show.
Right.
Like I don't have cable, so I don't like sit down and watch whole episodes of The Daily Show. But I see the clips, and I've enjoyed some of the clips. And it doesn't feel like he's trying to be Jon Stewart's heir anymore. It does feel
He's
like
just doing
the
his
more
own
recent
thing.
shit I've seen the past couple of years, especially the quarantine shit,
Yeah.
does feel very much like, oh yeah, this is his show fully now.
Yeah,
Is he
I
for a
do enjoy,
while
and
off
I
the
like
jump?
enjoy his political jokes. You know,
Yeah. And for a while off the jump, like when he first got it, the first couple years was like, this is more awkward than great or like funny. But now, it's whatever your humor is, obviously. But I think he's doing all right. It doesn't always land with me, but I like a lot of the stuff that does come up.
same.
Agree, but I'm not a fan of his comedy. I don't think. Like when I heard he was the host of the Grammys, I was like, I'm good.
Oh, I didn't know he was hosting the Grammys.
Yeah.
See,
And
again,
I
I
think
don't really like.
He was one of the big reasons that like Kanye wasn't allowed to perform and shit because like there was like a beef between the two of them and
Not that he told him to not have Kanye perform, but it was like something happened between. I'm sorry.
All right.
So sad.
So, should we end it? About time. Like,
How much over are we?
I need to add something. Because we were just talking about Jimmy Seville.
I don't
I
even
gotta
know.
add.
I don't know what to clip on this episode anymore.
It's fine. I'll figure it out.
just you sneezing.
I want to add this in that Jimmy Seville was a royal confidant. So like he was like a BBC reporter, which is what the documentary said, and like kind of what I knew him as. But it also said that he was close to the royal family. But you know who's in the royal family?
Royals.
Prince Andrew.
Damn.
No way. I didn't realize that.
I mean, he seems like a great guy. I don't know. What do you want us to say, Jess?
No, I'm just saying it's funny that he's like
got a whole
royal
TV show
He
on
was a friend
Netflix.
he was a friend of the royal family, and they were both into.
Would you
Both
not?
into dumb shit.
Yeah.
Would you not respect me
What
more if I was?
I've gone on a limb this episode and said is bad. The things that they've done. I know I'm solo on that opinion, but I'm taking that bold, ambitious stance of bad things.
If I could just play,
not my circus, not my monkeys, Jake.
Yeah.
if I could just play devil's advocate one more time, dude.
Man.
How many planes you got over there, Jess? God
I live
damn.
by an airport, bro.
Jesus, for 2 hours we're listening to this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Jake's worried about my sneezing. Meanwhile, fucking we're being attacked in the
wanna-
I
background.
also think the
You wanna know
edit's
what's a
gonna
lot
be weird.
You want to know what's a lot easier to remove? Is the plain noise in the background of her shit than you sneezing directly into the microphone.
I sneezed away. I couldn't. Whatever.
Also, I can't help like the planes. I got all my windows and shit shut. They're loud,
I mean,
bro.
you don't have anti-aircraft weapons there. Surface to
Let
air
me call my
missiles.
friend Putin.
Yeah.
He could help out.
Too soon.
Sorry.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. R.I.P. All right. Well, this episode's
here
been a
first.
disaster. Yeah.
Heard it here
Putin's-
first. Putin's dead.
You heard it here first. Exclusive. Can you imagine if he actually like dies?
Rest in
And we were the
peace.
first.
Did you ever see what he said?
He actually died, and we somehow were like happenstantially the first to report it. Putin
you ever see that
died in
video
a
of him-
bare-knuckle boxing match with Elon Musk.
Did you ever see him that video of him that's like clearly propaganda of him in in the gym working out? I mean, he's for how old he is, it was cool, but it's just a fucking hilarious video because it's just like Putin in the gym like ripping weights, and I could only imagine like in my head they're like fake weights like they use in movies, and it's funny. You gotta look it up.
There's a lot of propaganda shots. I mean, for everyone, but for Putin especially, it's like that's so on the nose kind of ordeal. Like, and it's kind of funny. It's like action movie on the nose. Like, there's pictures of him like shirtless on the back of a horse with like a fucking hunting knife. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be running
this gym
the
video.
country.
He's just in this tight white t-shirt, like tighter than Eric's new shirts. It's like
Yeah.
you have
It's
a dad
not a new
bod.
shirt,
You're
it's
not
old.
doing that every day.
Eric's out here just like, I didn't buy smaller shirts. I'm just getting fucking ripped, dude.
Dude, that shirt is like 5 years old. What do you want me to do? I'm getting fucking yoked over here, dude.
Well, here's the thing. I can bet the shirt's 5 years old. I just think you bought it from a thrift store last week.
I swear to God, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I've had it for a while. It's a very tight shirt. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
How much over are we, by the way?
Like probably 10 minutes now.
Oh shit, that's not
is-
even. I thought we were like a half hour already.
Oh, good. So let's do
truthfully,
another topic.
Eric, you're the
oh.
one who has to leave, bro.
I don't really have to
Yeah.
leave. Wait. Okay, we fucked up because we were.
5:30. What are we
Whatever.
supposed to talk about, Eric?
Ezra Miller. Googled.
Oh shit, dude! I heard
Oh,
all
yeah.
about that.
How do
Fucking
we? I don't know how we fucked this. We skipped the whole thing. Also,
Didn't he hit someone or some shit?
In Hawaii, right?
Something like that.
That's almost as bad as doing it at the Oscars.
Damn.
Dude, Hawaii is a respectful place. You're not supposed to do that shit over
this
there, bro.
This is not but it's not like the only time that he's gotten in trouble in the last like year or two, and now DC's like, we don't know what to do with him. So they
want Grant
all of his
Gustin
shit.
to replace him, the dude who plays the Flash in the CW, and I don't know if I said his name correct, but he's so cute.
I don't think
There's
that's.
a lot of people who have called for that before any of this.
I don't think it's a DC thing though. I think that's just fans who want that. I don't think it's like.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think it's it would be a popular move, even in the controversy of it. But isn't Ezra Miller non-binary?
Oh, sorry. I did not know that.
Wow, way to fuck this whole thing up, Jess.
Yeah, it's not you who was calling Ezra he.
Oh, I thought I did.
Yeah, it was definitely me.
I think you both did, but Eric went on like a roll. But it doesn't matter. I'm not actually absolutely positive about that.
Until we confirm it, I'm going to continue calling.
It is confirmed. I don't identify as man. I don't identify as a woman. I barely identify as a human.
And that's why you're going to get fired. That's why you're going to get fired, because you don't identify as a human.
Well, it says in this article that I pulled up, says he's the subject of 10 police calls in Hawaii in the last month alone.
Fucking amazing that like we read all this shit and you're like, he's still.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Confirmed. It's confirmed, Eric. Don't you dare misgender him.
I'm so sorry.
That's why they're fired.
They have been the subject of 10 police calls in Hawaii in the last month alone.
What's going to happen is someone else is going to go all over my Instagram on a random picture of food.
Oh my god, dude. Mine too.
On your coche de pepe or whatever the fuck it is that you eat.
I don't think cacio e pepe. I don't think I have a picture of that. I think the next one after the salmon would be I think fried chicken. I have a picture of like a fried chicken sandwich I made on there.
I'm not allowed to eat fried chicken.
Yeah, someone's gonna comment that I don't know what they'll say to me.
Something about Michael Jackson. Or no, they're gonna talk about Lightyear being gay.
Yeah, Lightyear being gay.
Did they go on our Instagrams for that too? Are we getting shit for that? We didn't say bad things.
No, we didn't. We didn't say bad things about Michael Jackson. Even like the shit that
all we did was say, all we did was ask, are his possible allegations going to be in the fucking TV show that they're making or the movie, whatever.
We didn't even weigh in on whether or not we like believed in them. We've already done that in a previous episode, but like not that one that they were like Instagram stalking me over.
And then the video about
salmon.
The video about Lightyear being gay, it's just a bunch of people like they're putting this in our kids' faces. Unbelievable. We can't be doing this. We're pushing this agenda. And
I have to respond to that because I never understand. Like everybody's always like, "Oh, you're pushing the gay thing. You're pushing gay in our face." Blah blah blah. But like Woody and Bo Peep have a thing. Like.
Yeah, I
all
said
these
that.
kid characters have relationships,
dude. Woody and Bo Peep only have a thing. They make a bunch of jokes about like there's like a lot of like subtle "we fucking later tonight" jokes that they make.
Yeah,
it's not just like oh they're together. It's like Bo Peep says some shit like.
Exactly. So like you're not pushing gay sex into the conversation. It's already there.
That's what I said, and he was like, well, it's normal for that to happen. It's not normal when gay people do it in the Bible, and it became a whole...
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it became a whole
that's the mask off part of it, where it's just like...
No, you're homophobic.
Yeah, they try to make it... A lot of people, they try to make it be like, oh no, it's just... I think kids shouldn't be exposed to like sexual things so young. And it always comes out to be like these specific things.
And the thing is, like, here's the thing though. I could understand if that was your genuine argument, and you're like, no, and you were pissed that there was actually straight sex in kids shows.
Yeah, if you were like kids shows are too sexual, I'd be like, I don't know, but I can respect the opinion. Maybe they are.
Exactly.
But like, when it comes down to like, no, they're too sexual in ways that I think are inappropriate. It's like, well. You can't do that shit. That's stupid as shit.
Do you even remember the article too that I was reading? And it was like explicit.
Yeah, explicit bullshit. So silly.
But back to Ezra Miller.
Fucking prudes.
Or I
Hey,
guess
you know, I'm glad you're
Ezra
keeping
Miller.
us on track because I tried to do it before when I knew the clips were going to be out of hand, and then they just got out of hand anyway. So I was like, fuck it.
I mean,
You know what? Just clip it by like minute marks and don't even just say whatever topic started on them. Who cares where it goes? 10 minutes. Doesn't matter if we finish or end anything.
that's it. It just goes to the end of the episode, and they're just like,
Holy
Every
whammy.
episode,
shit.
it's just the whole episode cut into 10-minute chunks. Welcome to Hold for Everything, the podcast where we talk about how we edit the podcast.
I mean, I guess we could just end that Ezra Miller conversation. We
Well,
talked
do you
about
know
it for
why
a
they
little
got
bit.
arrested?
Oh, what?
Didn't Ezra punch a dude at karaoke or something like that?
Yeah, because they were singing "Shallow," so he got up and he took the
great
mic
song.
from the girl who was singing, and then he lunged at a guy who was. I mean, they lunged at a guy who was playing darts.
Fucking love it. Love full support of that dumb shit. It's so silly.
Is he
It's
even?
bad. Ezra shouldn't do that shit, but like, it's not the worst thing I've heard today on
Oh
this
my
podcast.
god! He said. I mean, they said, "I will bury you. I will bury you and your slut wife."
Damn. I mean,
I do love it. It feels like someone who doesn't know how to use the term whenever people put like slut
not-
as an
he's not
adjective in
human.
that way. Your slut thing, like, because it could have been, I will bury you in that slut of yours, and that sounds like more threatening, authentic. You and your slut wife sounds like you just learned the word and are trying hard to figure out where to put it.
he's not
Like,
human.
No
Oh,
one's
he's got
human.
mental health issues.
We all dead.
Is he even worth
Welcome
keeping?
Welcome to Ghost
Honestly,
Podcast.
no. And the only reason I say no is because like he's got serious mental health issues. Like it says that I mean they. I keep saying he and I'm so sorry, but it says they have meltdowns while filming The Flash, and then they
I
say
would-
that they
I
get
would ha-
thoughts in their head and they don't know what they're doing. They just do it.
I would have a meltdown shooting those movies too. They're awful. Just get rid of them and get somebody else.
Yeah, it's all
I-
the Joss Whedon ones, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all the Joss Whedon ones, but he's a part of. Joss Whedon only did the. He only did the remake of, not the remake. He only helped on the Justice League thing, I think. I don't think he's done. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he only helped out on that. Anyway, but yeah, I would just get rid of him. The Grant.
They, them.
I said get rid of him. Yeah,
Let's get rid of Eric.
I have no place to talk because I keep saying it by accident too. But I don't
Anyway.
mean it. I'm trying.
they could get the Dustin dude, and people would be happy. I'm sure that fucking TV show's almost over. I'm sure it's awful. And
People fucking love that show. I haven't watched it, but I know a lot of people who are like love the Flash
yeah,
show.
it's pretty popular. I saw the guy who plays Flash at an award show, like a picture, and I was like, ooh. And then I watched a couple episodes, and I love Flash too. It's one of my favorite superheroes. Watched a couple episodes because I don't like superhero things. I wasn't really into it, but it was decent for what it was. I'm not the demographic for it, so.
right,
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard it's like hit or miss, like season by season. It's just like the fans stick around, but they're also like, all right, this season sucks.
I'm pretty sure they're at Paley Fest today too. The Flash. I could be wrong though. Lois, Superman, and Lois is there.
Anyway, so yay or nay for this dude, this person staying.
For Ezra.
Yes.
I don't
Nah.
care.
I think he needs. I think they need therapy.
I don't think it's worth even doing any of that to keep him in.
It's just
No,
like
I'm saying
it's not
for
worth
like
therapy.
personal growth.
Just kill Ezra.
Yeah, like for personal growth, they need therapy.
No, yeah, sure, do that. But as far as the movie goes, because the whole point of the story is they're pausing all of his projects now. So I don't
I think
even.
they should just fucking do vaguely what they're doing with the Batman shit and just all the shit that they were doing for the cinematic universe, just be like, you know what, we're done with that. Sorry if you had a contract. All the actors are gone.
I mean, they could also just Will Smith
is
them.
Cavill still doing shit? Is Affleck still doing shit? It's like what? Margot Robbie and Gal Gadot are still on board, and then who else?
I think.
By the way,
I think
Ben
everyone
Affleck
else.
and Jennifer Lopez got engaged.
Yeah.
Again, nice.
Hell yeah.
Love reliving
Clip
this.
I love
fucking
reboots.
relationship. This is the gritty reboot that I've wanted my whole life.
Did somebody
need
call
another-
Paramount Plus?
When are Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson getting back together?
I just watched Nick Lachey's new show too.
He has a show.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's on
reality show,
Netflix.
and let me tell you something. I was fucking fuming because it was a stupid reality show that I was playing in the background. But the last episode, they don't tell you the results. So like, I
Nice.
watched the whole fucking thing, and I didn't get results.
Oh, because it comes out in parts like Love Is Blind.
Oh, does
A
it?
reality- I was
Yeah,
gonna-
it's
I think
comes.
it'd be
It's like
funny as shit.
it's like 4 episodes at a time. I'm pretty sure.
But it's
That's gonna be. I'm pitching that we make a reality TV show that ends without a conclusion, and like the reality TV aspect of it is just like how fucking confused the viewership is.
I think that would be a brilliant
It's
marketing
minimalist
move.
art. It's minimalist
like-
art. Just like,
Put the results in season 2 after everybody's all pissed off.
no, there's no season 2. One season, one and done. It's just like a Bachelor ripoff, but you have no fucking clue who does it. There's no controversy. We like vet the shit out of these people so that we know we're getting like good people, and like it just doesn't end. We advertise a penultimate episode that never airs.
I honestly
Down.
think that would be a genius marketing move because I was fuming.
All right.
what the
Before we get
fuck?
into Nick Lachey,
We should be.
let's just end this episeric. Let's end this
Just
fucking.
like when Nick Lachey came up and Jessica Simpson, I was out.
I can't. I
I
mean,
was looking for 2 whole hours.
Avril Lavigne got engaged too to Modson.
what does? Never. I just.
What is-
This is.
I'm just bothering you now. I can.
This
How do
begs
we
the
even?
This begs the
How do-
question: of what is Ashley Simpson up to recently?
I was gonna
Dude.
Google her, but like I knew about the Avril Lavigne thing off the dome, so it came out quicker.
I want us to clip that. What is Ashley Simpson doing? And I want to talk about it for the next 10
I
minutes.
wonder if she fixed her acid reflex.
I didn't even know that
Fucking-
was.
No, that was her
Oh,
excuse when she
no,
got
that's her
caught lip
excuse.
singing on it.
Yeah, which is
Wait, I
insane.
thought that was.
because
Oh, Ashley.
Ashley Simpson. Yes,
I see. I see.
younger sister, the Jamie Lynn Spears of the Simpson family.
I see. The much more attractive one.
You think? I thought no, but
I don't think
know.
so.
All right, never mind.
She was
Whatever. I
dating
don't
Evan
know.
Ross, though. I mean, she was
Didn't her-
married to Evan Ross. Oh, they're
didn't
still
her
married.
and, didn't her and Avril have like a beef over some boy too? Isn't that like
The
that?
skater boy?
whole-
Pete Wentz?
No. Was it Pete Wentz? That'd be fucking
Think so.
hysterical. To be like, there's a pop punk beef over Pete Wentz of all people.
You know what else I'm going to mention that people don't talk about? Hillary Duff dating Joel Madden when she was underage and he was 30. Just saying.
All right.
What about Wilmer Valderrama and Mila
Lindsay
Kunis?
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
What
Who's
girl.
back, baby? Got to remind everyone, Lindsay's back.
She's back.
And,
Wait, was she underage when they were going out?
yeah.
Listen, he had a great show. Your mama jokes. He gets a pass. Let's be honest.
I love that that's the one you brought up. You didn't, when you said you had a great show, I thought
Not
for
that
sure
70s show.
you were going to say that 70s show.
No,
That's
there's
what I thought
too,
he was going to say,
Obama
too.
bullshit show that he hosted for what reason?
there's too many.
Like
Yo Mama was a good show. I
There's
watched
too
that
many.
show.
There's too many abusers on that 70s show now, and we're not
Yeah.
gonna.
It really is. Truthfully, it's like Topher Grace is all right, and all
Ashton.
the whole female cast.
Ashton's all right.
Ashton's all right.
The guy
So
who
far.
played
And,
Red. I loved Red.
The
Says a lot
fucker who
about me.
played Hyde,
It's
Wilmer.
literally Hyde and Fez.
There's gotta be more.
It's got somebody look that up.
Statistically speaking, I just feel as though that 70s show Have more predators. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a director back there who really just, was fucking with the women a lot.
It's kind of wild if you think about how young Mila Kunis is and like how nothing happened to her because she lied.
Yeah,
Which is
minus
also-
minus dating a full-blown adult when she was 17.
No. Who?
Yeah, that was that.
Macaulay
Wilmer
Culkin.
Valderrama.
She dated Macaulay Culkin
like,
for like ever.
Yeah, but she dated like it was that one of those things like she turned 18. Now her and is it Wilmer or is it Vilmer?
Wilmer.
Valderrama or Wilmer were
No, they
dating
didn't
like
date.
immediately. I'm almost positive they did.
No, she was with she was with Macaulay Culkin for like years.
I've lost control.
But also, that's the coolest.
Right.
That story of Mila Kunis is like the coolest story I ever heard. Where she lied. She was like 16 or something, and she was like, "I'll be 18." And they're like, "Yeah, okay." Casted her, and then when they got her birth certificate and shit, well, they were like, "Oh, well, I guess it's too late."
I mean, she's got a point. She will be 18 at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how we ended up here.
We're just talking shit.
Fucking killing it, baby. Oh, you know who else Wilmer dated? Apparently he dated Ashley Simpson. Tying it all back in. And Avril Lavigne.
Circle.
Has anyone found out where Ashley Simpson is? Because that's really where this started.
Yeah, she's married, seemingly doing all right. Just not a singer anymore.
Well, she never really was.
She's
Let's
married
be.
to fucking Evan Ross, dude. That's nuts.
I still don't know who that is, but
It's Bob Ross's brother.
thank you. Well, this has been the Hope for Everything podcast.
Nowhere near correct.
I don't know
We'll
how
leave
we.
it there.
Get ready for 27 clips on YouTube if you want to somehow find what is happening with Jess's camera right now. Hey, Jess.
Shit. Hell, I think.
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't. Go away.
Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I don't know how we ended up here. We ran through 47 topics today. None of them were on the list that we.
Well, that's not true. One of them was.
One of them was. I don't even know which. Will Smith. But we
Also,
already.
Eric, you said that you said that you didn't have much on the list, so feel free to add, which is what we did.
I did say that, and then I realized we had a couple things that we probably could have hit. But I don't know if you guys know this, but the first trans woman just got signed by Lionsgate. Okay, I'm not. Yeah,
I love how you're the one who has to leave. I wanted to talk about Sneakerella. We can talk about it next week.
I saw the trailer for.
I kind of want to talk about the phrasing. The first trans woman. I don't think they're still alive, technically.
The first trans woman to be hired by Lionsgate. Okay, that's what I said. And
You
also,
said that the first trans
It's
woman was hired.
Lucasfilm, not
Also-
Lionsgate.
also, hot take: Sneakerella, racist fucking movie. Watch
Is
the
it-
trailer.
I didn't watch it. I want to see.
It's literally a sneaker movie with black people. That's the most stereotypical shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Not a good look, Disney. Not a good look. Okay, it looks cool though. I'm not
So
gonna
Disney's
lie.
gay and racist.
They're gay and racist, which is
Oh,
something.
they're not gay.
They're just
They don't-
racist. They're
Yeah.
anti-gay and racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's not give them some like kind of props for something.
I was trying to
They're
think. I
not
was
like
trying to think quick, and it kind of just came out.
Anyway, go see Sneakerella. Great film. Check us out next week on Monday. And thanks for coming, I guess.
What's up, bitch?